A group of Canadian mayors and other municipal officials are in Washington today. They're there for a trade summit. They've been meeting with some of their American and Mexican counterparts to talk about the economic threat posed by the Trump tariffs. Here's some of what they said earlier.
This summit, we've shared how our economies, good jobs, and the cost of living in each of our communities all depend on the trade relationship across North America.
If we are together, and we know we are strong, we're resilient, we have deep friendship and culture and history together as a people in North America, and we share so much in common.
Mayor Chow of Toronto also made appearances on CNN and MSNBC. She told those networks that Canadians are angry and united in opposing the U.S. actions. Well, our next guest was right in those meetings representing Regina. Let's bring in Chad Bachynski. He's the mayor of that city, and he joins us now from Washington. So you've been in those meetings all day. How did they go?
It went really well. It was great to see, three countries come together, united, with the same goals ultimately, which is to have these tariffs removed.
I'm interested to hear what you heard from the Mexican and American mayors. What did they say about the situation they're in and how it compares to Canada?
Very, very similar. I mean, everybody's concerned about the impacts on each other's industries. We heard right across all nations, everyone has industries that are impacted or will be impacted by imposed tariffs. And so the sentiment was actually very similar, different industries, but very similar sentiment.
In that joint statement with the American and Mexican counterparts, you urged national leaders, i.e. Donald Trump, to respect the trade agreements that have been in place for decades. Do you think the White House is listening to the message?
I sure hope they are. That's the goal. The goal is that we were coming with a united front with three nations that have a long-standing history as trade partners. So the goal is to come as a louder voice and to make sure that the White House does hear that tariffs are taxes at the end of the day.
And what is at stake for your city and your province if the trade war continues?
A lot. I mean, we see impacts to food, fuel, fertilizer. These are pillars of Regina and Saskatchewan. We have the biggest steel crafter in Western Canada. There's a lot of impact and a lot of uncertainty, and that goes for a lot of our businesses. And so we're really hopeful that coming together with a loud, united voice, we can hopefully start to curb this rhetoric.
And, municipal politicians, municipal governments are really on the front line, even though a lot of these issues are managed federally. What's happening in Regina to mitigate the risks for some of those injuries, whether it be steel or potash or other things?
Yeah, so we're first and foremost, we're trying to collect all the data, and we have been collecting the data to see, where we're vulnerable to tariffs. Obviously working with our provincial and federal partners to make sure we feed that data up, understand where opportunities are to potentially redirect trade where we can to lessen the impacts as we move forward.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mayor Bachynski.
Thanks for having me.
That is Mayor Bachynski of Regina. He joined us from Washington.